afternoon. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Canine Companions August 2023 graduation and matriculation ceremony. My name is Emily Bell, Executive Director here at our North Central region. We are so thrilled that you are all here today to celebrate with us. We have 9 graduate teams here today who have been busy these past 2 weeks, and we're so eager to recognize their hard work. You'll learn more about what they've been up to as the program goes on. Across our 6 regions throughout the country, we have 54 new teams graduating, and also an additional 212 future service dogs who are beginning professional training. Canine Companions is truly making a difference in the lives of others. Today, we celebrate our graduate teams. We also celebrate our puppies who are turning in for professional training here on campus, and the puppy raisers who brought them into their homes and have loved them from day one. One of our puppies matriculating today has gained some notoriety, Brutus. Brutus gained some fame on NBC4 over the past year and a half as the puppy with a purpose. We're grateful for our partnership with NBC4. Not only was Brutus great at assisting with the Furcast, his time on air also helped raise awareness for Canine Companions and the great work that happens here on our campus. Each and every one of our puppies has a tremendous impact on the lives of everybody that they meet. But we're glad to have the NBC4 team here with us today to celebrate Brutus and the rest of our dogs who are making their way through the program. You know, it just so happens this week is also International Assistance Dog Week, so I can't think of a better time to be having this celebration. It's a week worldwide where we celebrate all of the many things that service dogs do for their human partners. In addition, we're gearing up for National Service Dog Month here at Canine Companions, which takes place in September. Just earlier this week, we received a statewide proclamation from Governor DeWine celebrating National Service Dog Month in Ohio. It's really something to be proud of. Our goal is to have a proclamation in all 14 states here in our North Central region. We're not there yet. If anyone in the crowd is interested in joining and getting involved in this advocacy, certainly let us know. For those in the audience that are new to Canine Companions and you're interested in being part of our work moving forward, you'll find a contact card in the back of your program. Please do take a moment to fill that out, and you can leave it with any one of our staff members before you leave if you want to stay updated on all of the work that's happening here on campus. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Our work would not be possible without everyone in this room, our amazing volunteers, our staff, our donors. It's clear we have a lot to celebrate. Without further ado, I'm going to turn the microphone over to Suzanne Slickland, who has what I think is the most coveted professional title, Puppy Program Manager.
A fun fact about me is I love genealogy. My 4 times great-grandmother, Kunigunda Ziegler, and her boyfriend, Lorenz, Schlichterlein, immigrated from Germany into the United States in 1850. Schlichtlin is the abbreviated version of Schlichterlein. So if you can imagine what my email address would be if my grandfather didn't change it. That is a lot of words, or a lot of letters, so. When we evaluate the choices we make in life, it's the hard choices that shape us. It's the community of people we surround ourselves with that drives us, the questions we ask that guide us, and the persistence we seek that grounds us. While puppy raising isn't the difficulty of immigration, puppy raising is a choice to do something hard. Society tells us never give something you love away. Puppy raising is about giving a piece of yourself to someone you do not know. My 4 times great-grandmother looked into the future for her children's potential. Our puppy raisers look to the future, not just for the dog's future, but for our graduates' potential also. You are examples to your community. Here's an example of the puppy raiser impact. The General Federation of Women's Club is a supporter of Canine Companions. Every year they hold a convention. This year the women made dog beds for our graduates. From here on out, they will remember Canine Companions. They also wrote thank you cards to our puppy raisers. Here are a couple of those notes. Thank you for your tireless hours you put into raising a puppy who will serve a dog, to be a service dog to help someone to be more independent. You are truly a hero, and your efforts in caring are so appreciated. Barbara, the GFWC president. The training and love you give in order to enrich someone's life is graciously appreciated. Jenna J. from Florida. Thank you so much for your generosity in raising a puppy for Canine Companions. Your selfless gift of time and love I know will pay big rewards for someone in need of increased independence and support. Again, thank you so much, Suzanne from South Carolina. Over here along the wall is more cards, so at the end, if you guys want to look up cards that the GFWC Women's wrote, feel free, they're hanging up over here. Well, people will say, how can you give them up? The puppy raisers knows this is more than themselves. Let's look at all the ways puppy raisers inspire our community, persevere, and look to the future potential. Persevering through puppy raising journey takes grit. These puppies start sucking you in immediately with their looks. When in your community, it is just one look and people are learning about Canine Companions. If it weren't for our volunteers, it would be much harder to spread the word about our mission. Puppy raisers have to rely on their senses too. Yes, they do smell a lot of things. But it is their sight that leads the charge. Puppy raisers are always on the lookout for opportunities for Canine Companions, along with how to set the puppy up for success. There are lots of buttons to push and emails to write and technology to figure out, and it takes a community to sort out, am I doing the right thing? Through mentors and puppy class leaders, other raisers and staff, the job gets done. Though, you might give the side eye to staff at times when we ask you to try it again to fill out the matriculation survey that you've done 3 times already. But you don't shy away. You are part of the team and you make it work. Puppy raisers make raising look easy. But it is the behind the scenes that tell the real story. Puppy raisers do what they gotta do to get the job done and keep the puppies safe. This eager little puppy motivates you to see potential and keep pushing forward, regardless of the big world around you and all those that are watching your every move. Puppy raising interrupts our regular lives, all for another person. Sometimes you want to hide and just call it a day, but you remember, relax. This is supposed to be fun and meaningful. So after a good night's sleep and a quick shower, you brush your hair and push forward again. The world awaits, people to meet, lessons to learn, and the future to harness. Puppy raisers give a piece of their heart because they know that a shared heart is worth more than gold. Today, I look at our audience to remember all those that came before who have helped shape our Canine Companions world. I think my 4 times great-grandmother would be proud of all the people in this room who can choose to make a difference in this world. It's only fitting that I leave with a note from one of our graduates on the hardest day for her and her service dog. To sum up, the perseverance we all have to keep being a hero no matter what. Renee. I wanted to mention, this is an email to Eric, I wanted to mention what Surrey did in her last 30 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna cry. After the decision was made, of course, I was crying. Surrey, struggling to get up, stood in front of me. It was as if she wanted to help me. It was very much like when I was very ill or in pain. She made sure she was present with me. Then in the last minutes, she licked my knee 3 times, 3 separate times in succession. Even retired, Surrey truly had the heart of a hero and was a valued and loved service dog until her very last breath, always making sure she was with me through the most difficult times. What a blessing. She continues, I too think of the past many times. After your email, I couldn't help thinking that people with the responsibilities of making heroes for so many people have also the responsibility to live out memories today. Bring that all-important family spirit forward. In some instances, it may be the only way some can see the value of family spirit. Your team, past and present, inherited hearts of those heroes you work with. You carry that with you daily, even on the days you don't feel it. And you already know what truly makes a hero is perseverance through everything, always for the benefit of others. Every member of Canine Companions at every level must learn what having the heart of a hero means. Hang in there, teach others as well as dogs, though dogs are probably easier. Everyone here today is part of the Canine Companions family, our community of heroes that takes one day at a time by sharing in the love of a dog. These memories will last more than a lifetime, and know that the work here will impact generations to come in ways we just don't know. So everyone, keep doing the good work. To quote my favorite movie, or one of my favorite movies, Gladiator, but make it about Canine Companions, from puppy, now grad dog Maximus, what we do today echoes in eternity. Thank you, puppy raisers, for all your hard work and emotion. We could not do this without you. Thank you. Let's give a round of applause for to collect myself a little bit here. I would now like to introduce Gail and Ren Farley, who are our past puppy raisers from, oh, here you guys, come on up, from Michigan and winter in a beautiful house on the ocean in Maine. I've enjoyed working with them, hearing about their physics classes at the University of Michigan. Come on into the middle. We also happened to grow up. Gail lived in Huntington, New York, where I was born, well, near where I was born. And so we're super happy to have her here to present the charms to our puppy raisers. So from one puppy raiser to another. So we're going to have you just hang here. Puppy raisers are going to come up. You just hand it out, shake their hands.
Great. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Susan.
You absolutely can. Okay, so now what's going to happen is we're going to start introducing our puppy raisers. So we're going to, the first row is just going to move forward. I'm going to introduce each of the puppy raisers. Remember, you guys, you get a charm around the corner there, and then behind and back to your seats. We'll figure it out. And then Eric's going to come up to help do the guiding. So, all right, I'm going to grab this. And I'm gonna move on over here. All right, you guys want to step, puppy raisers and matriculating dogs, step forward. So while they're coming forward, I'd like to recognize Nicole Mraz from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, who's raised Lola the 7th. Unfortunately, both of them couldn't be here today, but they will be here shortly. So if Nicole is listening in, hello, thank you. And then Vicki and Jim Heckman from Fort Wayne, Indiana, who raised Nigel the 7th, also unfortunately couldn't be here today, so I think they're driving, but if you're on, hello, thank you. So now I'd like to introduce those who have been able to make it today. So, I have to do this with cards because I will not remember. I'd like to recognize Nicole and Bridget Carroll from Paolo, Ohio, who raised Brutus the 3rd. I'd like like to recognize Elizabeth and Eric Olackson from Mayfield Heights, Ohio, with Plum III. My last name, I get it too. I now like to recognize Judy and John Belsick from Palos Heights, Illinois, who raised Vincenzo III. And there is a Vincenzo's Italian place here in Columbus. Very good Italian food. So. I now like to recognize Cindy and Steve Hullovax from Wakeman, Ohio, who raised Rumble II, part of our Northern Ohio group. Thank you. I now like to recognize Fran and Peter Velasquez and Julia Havey from Glen Ellen, Illinois, who raised Locks, not the salmon, but the dog. Thank you. I now like to recognize Beth Phelan from Rockford, Illinois, who rose Vila II. She's a hard worker. And now I'd like to recognize Maya Dunay from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, who raised Jagger V, part of our Pittsburgh club. And I'd like to recognize Bianca Dunay, sisters from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, raising Larson IV, also from our Pittsburgh club. I'd like to recognize Pam and Michael Wright from Blue Springs, Missouri, raising Kanga, like Kangaroo II, part of the Heartland chapter. All the way from the far north, Jeannie and John Seeger from Lake Elmo, Minnesota, raising Pandora IV.
Thank you for doing it.
Slightly further south, but still north, Katie and Jeff Rogers from Verona, Wisconsin, who raised Nicole VIII.
Thank you for coming.
From the Hoosier State, Lena Harms from Indianapolis, Indiana, raising Truman VI. Thank you. I'd like to recognize Deb Moss from Westerville, Ohio, who raised Only, who was the only black dog in her litter. And putting Only in a sentence as a name is kind of hard. I'd like to recognize Debbie Sloan and Linda Charles from Kansas City, Missouri, who raised Dooney the bouncing bean. I'd like to recognize Sharon Fisher and Marty Letourneau from Lenexa, Kansas, who raised JR III, one of our donor names. Yay. I would now like to recognize Sherry and Cliff Bryant from Overland Park, Kansas, who raised Brissa III. Yay!
Thank you for coming.
Phenomenal Larry and Sherry Stratton for Richland, Michigan, who leaves us in the winter for better weather, who raised Veronica the 6th. And her friend Beth and Randy Schroeder from Kalamazoo, Michigan, raising Oakland the 5th, who she leaves in Michigan. I'd like to recognize Meg Williams from Columbus, Ohio, who raised Miguel the 2nd, who's much easier than her first puppy, who gave her a lot. I'd like to recognize Beth Roberts from Wadsworth, Ohio, who raised Rumble the 6th, and she's learning that we're a little weird. A royal. Did I say Rumble? No, a Rumble's already here. I'm sorry. It's a Royal Rumble. Who knows? Yes.
Congratulations.
I'd like to recognize Marty Marlott, our official go to the airport and pick up puppies at the middle of the night or whenever, from Columbus, Ohio, who raised Tess the 7th, who I'm hoping goes into the breeding program, but she may not want that, so who knows. I'd like to recognize Marty and Guy Bench from Eaton, Ohio, who raised Naples the 4th, who also just got miniature horses, and I'm super excited about that. And I apologize for going incredibly fast for the interpreter, so I'm going to slow down. I'd like to recognize Lori and Kelsey Morgan from North Canton, Ohio, who raised Venture the 5th, who was an adventure, but I also have to say that Lori is a jack of all trades. I'm going to just say that, so we thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you.
I hope things are well in North
Thank you
Canton.
for raising.
I'd like to recognize Stacy Schultz from Vermillion, Ohio, who raised Ritz the 2nd, a big part of our northern group that keeps us motivated and moving. And another fluffy. We got Rebecca and Peter Qualley from New Palestine, Indiana, who raised Taz, and we love those fluffies.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And another beautiful dog, Golden over here. We would like to recognize Bob and Judy Loomis from Fishers, Indiana, who raised Zell the 2nd. So thank you guys.
Congratulations. Thank you for raising.
I'd like to recognize Carolyn Rock, one of our board members from Schwilwicki, Pennsylvania. Schwickley, it's just like my last name. That's who raised Charlotte the 4th over Charlotte's Web. I'd like to recognize Emily Allen and Scott Braunworth from Columbus, Ohio, who raised Hadley the 6th, and I'm going to have to say it is congratulations on your engagement. We'd like to get our graduates in on the scheme too, so I'd like to recognize Len and Doug Straub from Lincoln, Nebraska, who raised Glory the 8th. Thank you. I'd like to recognize Haley LeBlanc from Northeast Minneapolis, Minnesota, aka Columbus, Ohio, who raised Jetty the 3rd. And I'd like to recognize Ellie Anderson from Minneapolis, Minnesota, aka Columbus, Ohio, who raised Finlay. We are hoping they come back to us down here. We got all our matriculating dogs? Thank you. Well, thank you, everyone. I would now like to introduce, no. Oh, we're doing a video. I don't know where I forgot. We're doing a video. Sit back and enjoy the puppy picture presentation. I'd now like to introduce Adrina Sprick, our program director, who's going to introduce our kennel staff.
I need to remember this every single time I talk after Suzanne. I either have to stand on my tiptoes or yank the microphone down. So thank you for doing that, Suzanne. Again, thank you to the puppy raisers that have put so much time, energy, and love into the dogs that we saw walk across here. We really appreciate everything that you guys do for us. Many of you in the audience may be wondering what happens next on this journey for the dog from going from a puppy raiser home to the dogs that you'll see in just a little bit graduating. They're entering professional training, so of course there's training, but there's so much more. We have some important staff members that we'd like to introduce you guys to. They're important to our organization, and they're pretty important to the lives of the dogs while the dogs are here on campus. We thought this spot in the program would be a great place to acknowledge our kennel staff, as they're the ones that take over some of the caregiver role that the puppy raisers have done. Our kennel staff not only clean up after the dogs, play with the dogs, feed the dogs, clean up after them again, feed the dogs, and so on. Our kennel staff also love the dogs. None of us have favorites here. Just keep that in mind. All of the dogs are our favorites, and we enjoy learning about each dog's personality. So I'd like to take a few minutes to acknowledge each of our hardworking kennel staff, and would like to offer the opportunity for our kennel staff to come up here with me, although I promised them that they didn't have to. No? No one? All right. Here she is. I foiled the plan. Can we go back to Sarah? Thank you. There she is. Sarah is our kennel supervisor and has worked for Canine Companions for 19 years. She started working here when she was 10. She has a lot of knowledge of veterinary care and works very closely with our staff veterinarians as well as our local veterinarians that support us. Sarah continues to grow these relationships and has worked really hard to manage the cost of our vet care. So thank you for that, Sarah. Sarah says, "I love old dogs and have way too many plants." Yes. What I love most about Canine Companions is seeing the dogs and clients come together in team training and watching them grow as a team and work together. It's amazing. Thank you. And then Christy. Christy has been with Canine Companions for a little over a year. She is so helpful and so incredibly pleasant. I have lots of questions, always. And when I come to Christy with questions, she either has the answer or she drops everything and tries to find the answer for me. Christy said, "One of my favorite things to do is bathe the dogs." And then an interesting fact about her is that she's from England originally, and she's lived in Columbus for about 23 years. So thank you, Christy. We do have some of our team that are actually off today. We give them days off occasionally. So Leah is one of our newest members of our kennel team, and she's working hard to learn the process and the procedures of the job. Leah said, "I aspire to be a dog trainer one day. I love the outdoors and enjoy reading and listening to music. If dog training doesn't work out, maybe I'll try stand-up comedy because I love to make my friends laugh. My favorite part about my job is interacting with the dogs and watching them play." So thank you, Leah. Talia. I warned these guys about the picture. I was like, she's holding a snake in the picture. Talia's been with Canine Companions for 8 months, and she's done a great job of balancing her work and her school. She's had some study abroad opportunities that, to be honest, I'm a little bit jealous of, but I'm really excited that she's taking those learning opportunities while she has those available to her. Talia said, I'm a third-year college student at the Ohio State University studying zoology. You're welcome. When we asked about her favorite part of her job, she simply said, the dogs. Brett. Brett was our, I'm going to do a little commercial here. Brett was our very first BARC volunteer. Our BARC volunteer program is an opportunity to volunteer on campus, helping our kennel staff with the dogs. If you're interested in what that program might look like, please contact any of our staff members. You're welcome. Brett enjoyed volunteering so much that he applied for a kennel tech position when we were still in Delaware, Ohio. He moved here with us, and then his family moved out of state. Brett moved back recently to work here. That is some dedication to our mission, so we're grateful for Brett. Brett said that he started working in Canine Companions back in September of 2020. His favorite activities are running and lifting weights, and what he loves most about working at Canine Companions is being able to help out the dogs and people. Thank you. Danny's worked at Canine Companions for about 6 months. He has a great sense of humor, and the picture that is up there almost was a meme that he sent me instead. So he always has a smile that he's willing to share when he crosses paths with anyone. Danny said, I'm working my way up to vet school specializing in ophthalmology. His chinchilla is probably his best friend, and his favorite part about Canine Companions is watching the dogs grow and move on to their next chapter. And then we have Joel. Joel's been working at Canine Companions for a little over a year now. He's a very hard worker and is always busy with the jobs that our kennel techs are tasked to do. Joel said, I have a release dog of my own named Nori, and I am on my way to complete my bachelor's degree in software engineering. The best part about Canine Companions for me is being able to see the progress over time of each dog and their quirks. It is awesome to see and to be a part of. So, many of you guys wonder how our puppy raisers can turn the dogs in for professional training. And I hope that seeing these guys who really were reluctant to come up, so I am grateful for that I didn't have to talk about you with you in the back of the room. I hope that seeing these guys gives you some insight to the people that are continuing the care for the dogs and love the dogs while they're here. Thanks again to our kennel staff for your hours of hard work and dedication, early mornings, late evenings, weekends, and holidays. We appreciate each of you so very much. Thank you. I'll return the favor. This is going back to Suzanne.
One part of the process that we don't get to see in this region is our breeding program. So we have dogs that are designated as potential breeders. Puppy raisers keep them intact. We have dogs that are considered placement. Those dogs get neutered or spayed in the puppy raiser's home. On occasion, we do have dogs that get sent out to California to become breeders to produce more dogs that will help a person with a disability in the future. And so we've got probably half the dogs in this group that are potential breeders, and so we're excited to see if any of them might make it all the way out to California and help us in different ways. So We have a presentation we're about to show. There aren't any North Central dogs in this group, but we will still recognize and appreciate all the dogs from the breeders across the country that are now going into the program, and you'll be seeing those puppies from these dogs, so check out those names, because I won't remember them and you'll have to tell me. I promise I'll stop coming up here. I'd now like to introduce Christy Bartman, who will be talking about our veteran recognition, and she can talk way better than I can about this. So thank you, Christy. Come on up.
All right, hey everybody, I'm Christy Scott Bartman. I am a veteran. I was in the active duty Air Force for 5.5 years. I am married to a veteran who was you can stand your applause for him. He was in for over 37 years. But thank you for letting me come do this today. I truly do appreciate it. My association with Canine Companions, I have Bert, which I'm going to pass today to my new friend Amanda. I'm just so excited about that. Back home, I've got my 4th puppy, so we're enjoying our time with Canine Companions, so thank you very much. So the Military Challenge Coin, if you don't know about it, is a symbol of commitment and morale. It represents a military member's dedication and service in the armed forces. It's a way of instilling pride in their unit and pride in the mission. At the same time, the challenge coin serves as a token of appreciation and thanks. On behalf of Canine Companions, I humbly thank those that are in the audience that are veterans. If you would, if you're a veteran, could you please either stand or raise your hand? like to honor you today with a challenge coin that shows our appreciation of your service and our appreciation of what you did for the mission of the Armed Forces and what you're doing for our mission now. So if you have not received one of the challenge coins with our new logo on it, please come up. We'll make sure I'll give you a challenge coin. If there's anybody in the audience that doesn't want to walk up, just raise your hand. I'll come over and give you the challenge coins. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Again, everybody, thank you so much for your service to the military, the Canine Companions, and if nobody's told you before, thank you so much to the Canine Companions family.
Good afternoon. We debated whether Suzanne needed to come up here yet again to introduce me. I said I could introduce myself, so here we are. My name is Christina Cantor, and I am the North Central Program Field Rep. I may be a new face for a lot of people. I am probably a familiar, if not older face, but hopefully still familiar face for a lot as well. I was the graduate program coordinator, as well as an instructor from 1999 until 2012, before I took a long break from the workforce and from the organization. And I recently returned back in the spring, and I'm very happy to be back. So there's been a lot that stayed the same since I left, as well as a lot of changes, including this absolutely gorgeous facility. I still can get lost in it at, various times. And of course, the wonderful dorm rooms that we have. There's many financial, logistical benefits the dorms have brought to the team training students. One benefit that I love is that it gives the opportunity for the students all to stay together here on campus. It allows the building of community, camaraderie amongst the entire class. I've taught quite a few team trainings over the years. Most of them were held at the center, much smaller than this, up in Delaware. Some were off-site, away from the center. But almost all of those classes, the students were not staying at the class location. So it's been a breath of fresh air when I walked in to class the first, last 2 weeks. And the team training students are having breakfast, usually in the kitchen dining area, as opposed to running in hectically from all different hotels, trying to get here before class begins. Many teams have enjoyed walking the loop around the campus, visiting with other students in the evenings, so hopefully building those friendships that's going to last way beyond the last 2 weeks that they've got to spend together. I've been lucky enough to spend a lot of time with this class and working with the 6 service dog students that are graduating today. It's been a wonderful and diverse class. We have a student who is getting their very first dog ever, and then we also have a student who is going to be graduating with their 3rd Canine Companion service dog today. 3 facility dog students joined us this past week to be matched and to learn to work with their new facility dogs in a professional setting. All of these students have come together to form their own little community. As they graduate today, they're going to be joining the much larger community of Canine Companions, the huge network of fellow graduates, puppy raisers, volunteers, staff, friends, supporters of Canine Companions from all over the country. So welcome to the big Canine Companions community, to our August 2023 team training class. And I am going to introduce apprentice instructor Renee Gerchow to begin the introductions of the students.
Team Curiel and Taylor join me up here. So Curiel came to team training from Indianapolis with her parents, Andrew and Jana. Throughout these 2 weeks, we all got to see Curiel's joy for play, from taking walks around the classroom when lectures got too long, and jumping from couch to couch on breaks. Curiel and her parents are looking forward to their new service dog helping Curiel enjoy new experiences, being there to do a visit or lap when things get overwhelming, or pick up her toys when she drops them. Curiel has been matched with service dog Max, who was raised by Taylor Dennis. She comes to us from Illinois and is an active member of the St. Ambrose College Club. Max is the first Canine Companions puppy that Taylor has raised, and we are so appreciative of her taking on a puppy in college at the same time. Taylor, please pass Max's leash to Curiel. Next, can I have Mary and Nancy? Mary is receiving her third Canine Companion service dog today. She traveled here from Hamilton, Ohio with her best friend, Sherry. Despite going through team training twice, Mary still had a lot to learn as we had changed things up on her since the last time she came through class. But she always told on herself when she used no instead of don't. She got lots of practice using motivation and patience to persevere through challenges. Mary is most looking forward to her new service dog using Retrieve to pick up items and delivering them to her using Step, which happens to be her new service dog Victory's favorite command. Victory was raised by Nancy Wright, who is a longtime puppy raiser from Indiana. She is always willing to lend a helping hand and is very active in her chapter. On top of all that she does for us, she's also recently a foster parent. Thank you, Nancy, for everything that you've done for us. Nancy, please Can I have Tammy and Lily join me up here? Tammy traveled here from Louisville with her husband Tony to receive her second Canine Companion service dog. Tammy has always been a big supporter of our organization and has volunteered for countless speaking engagements for us, which we are extremely grateful for. Tammy came into class with high expectations and lots of good questions, keeping even us teaching staff on track. We admire her positive attitude in the face of difficulties. She's looking forward to integrating her new service dog Violet into her life and having her pick up dropped items, carry bags, and open doors. As Tammy has said many times, Violet may be small, but she is mighty. Violet was raised by Lily Swanson, who comes to us from Pennsylvania and is part of the University of Pittsburgh College Club. She's currently raising her third Canine Companions puppy, who happens to be the KDKA influencer puppy, Roberto. Thank you, Lily, for taking on this commitment on top of your college courses. Lily, please pass Violet's leash to Tammy. Amanda, who is also an apprentice instructor, to introduce you guys to the rest of the class.
Alrighty, if I could have Amanda and Christy come on up. Alrighty, Amanda, not quite yet, Christy. She's ready. Alright, Amanda traveled here from Michigan to receive her first service dog from Canine Companions. During team training, Amanda learned how to be a good leader and be a good handler to her dog. She asked questions and was willing to take feedback to get good success. She took class in stride and is looking forward to her dog spending all of her money. Amanda is excited for her service dog to help her pick up dropped items and overall to help maintain her independence. Amanda, it was great having you in class these past 2 weeks. Amanda was placed with Bert. Bert was raised by Christy Bartman. Christy, as we got a small introduction earlier, is a local puppy raiser and is currently raising her 4th puppy. Christy has been great to have as a part of the local chapter group here and is someone who is super easy to work with. Christy, thank you for all that you do for Canine Companions and the love and time you've spent getting Bert ready for his new adventure with Amanda. You may now pass the leash to Amanda. All right, Camille and Riley. Camille's pumped. All right, Camille traveled here from just a few hours away with her mom, Valerie, dad, Eric, and sister, Brooke, to receive her very first service dog. This team worked very well together from the start. They communicated well within their team and were willing to hear feedback from the instructors to get better success. As Camille got used to having a service dog by her side, she gave great commentary to let the dog know that they were turning. Camille, you and your family were a joy to have in class as you learned to work together with your service dog.
I love you guys so much.
Camille was placed with Chase. Chase was raised by Emily Ebby and co-raiser Riley. Riley is here for both of them today. They are a part of the University of Pittsburgh College Club that puppy raises for Canine Companions. Emily specifically is a past president for this club and has great love for it. Emily and Riley, thank you for all the time and energy you spent getting Chase ready for his new adventure with Camille. You may now pass the leash to Camille. All right. Pictures, good. All right, and then Zoe and Jen, and then I'll have Lisa come on up. Zoe and her mom Jen traveled here from a very short distance for team training to receive their very first service dog. Throughout team training, Zoe got to bond with her new service dog and learn all the things that she will get to do with her. Jen and Zoe learned how to become confident dog handlers. They also learned how to react when something unexpected happens. Zoe and Jen, you both worked really hard these past 2 weeks. And we are so excited to see all that you are going to do, going to achieve with your new service dog. It was a pleasure to have you guys in class. Zoe was matched with Shireen, and Shireen was raised by Diane Fee, who is from Minnesota. Diane has raised 3 puppies for Canine Companions and has provided a warm and loving home in the very cold Minnesota winter months. So Diane, thank you for all you do for Canine Companions and preparing Shireen for her next adventure with Zoe. Unfortunately, Diane could not be here today, so in her place is Lisa Morgan. Lisa has been a part of the Canine Companions family for a very long time. She was a contract trainer for us, she was a puppy raiser, volunteered, has done lots of things, and is currently a facility dog handler at Mayo Clinic and is a board member for the North Central region. So thank you, Lisa, for being here today. You may now pass the leash to Zoe. Thank you, guys. You're good. All right, I would now like to bring up Colleen, senior instructor, and she's going to talk about our facility class.
All right, guys, can I get Brianne and Gray and Katie? Brianne traveled from southwestern Ohio to learn to work with her first facility dog, Bryn. Brianne plans to utilize Bryn's skills to assist in her role as a child life specialist at Cincinnati Children's Hospital. Brianne looks forward to Bryn's easygoing, relaxed temperament to help her patients reach their care goals, while providing emotional support as well as physically assisting with several therapy milestones. And of course, Bryn, where are you? Don't worry. You're still going to be able to do your 2 favorite commands, which are down and lap. You get to do those a lot. Brianne has done a great job over the past 1 week of taking in a lot of information, doing a ton of practice, and then applying it to become a very good leader for Bryn. Awesome, you did great. Bryn was raised by Russ Ridgway and family. Russ has been a longtime puppy raiser for Canine Companions and is a member of our local chapter. Russ is always eager to take on the challenge of raising new pups, and we are grateful for his willingness to support our mission in any way he can. In fact, that even includes being Santa Claus every year at our local puppy Christmas class. So Russ couldn't be here today, but handing over Bryn's leash are his family, Gray and Katie. You guys can now pass the leash to Brianne. All right, Jennifer and Sue. All right. Jennifer traveled from Missouri to be matched with her first facility dog, Pebble. Jennifer looks forward to using Pebble's skills to assist in her role as a physical therapy assistant at Mercy Hospital. Jennifer plans on utilizing Pebble to further her patient's physical therapy goals by using the tug command to help with core strength and balance, using the push command for motor skill development, and Let's Go's as a motivator for mobility, and that's just to name a few. In addition to these commands, we found out this week that Pebble is also a skilled fly and cricket tracker. Although she never did take care of that fly that took up residence in our training room for the entire week and landed on all of our faces and was very annoying. We'll have to work on that. Jennifer worked really hard this week. You did a great job, and it was a pleasure to have you in class. So as most of you guys know, it takes a community to raise a puppy. Pebble's puppy racing was started by Pat Buell, who did a great job getting Pebble off on the right foot, and was finished by Sue, coatress, who happily stepped in to help with getting the job of Pebble ready for her time in professional training. Thank you to both Pat and Sue for your roles in getting Pebble to this point, And Sue, thank you so much for your willingness to be flexible and for all the love you put into Pebble. Sue, you can now pass the leash to Jennifer. She's ready. Elise and Amy. Elise traveled from Akron to be placed with her first facility dog, Adam. Elise is eager to put Adam to work helping victims in the Summit County Prosecutor's Office. Elise plans to use Adam's sweet and calm nature to comfort and empower witnesses and victims by retrieving packs of tissues, doing interactive commands like lap and visit, and providing a calming presence. Over the past week, Elise has worked really hard to apply all of the handling techniques and tools to really get the most out of Adam's skill set. Although Adam did give us a bit of a side eye when he turned his luxury 3x4 foot bed into a postage stamp, since big beds aren't really allowed in the witness stand. Adam was raised by longtime puppy raiser Amy Stern and her son Ethan. Amy started puppy raising when she was just in high school and continued to raise puppies while raising her own family. We certainly hope Ethan continues this trend because you guys did a great job with Adam. And we can now say that we have 3 generations of puppy raisers, as Amy's parents are also puppy raisers. Thank you guys so much for all the hard work and dedication in raising Adam, and you can now pass over the leash.
I can't see, I'm crying.
All right, guys, congratulations. So up next, we're going to show a little video of our 2 weeks in team training. So sit back and relax and watch this video.
little taller like Suzanne. Hi, everyone. My name is Matt Levering. I'm one of the directors of philanthropy for the North Central region. I gotta say, this is an awesome sight to see all of our amazing supporters and graduates and volunteers and community folks here today. So thank you all for joining us. Again, congratulations to our August graduating class. I know you've worked very hard the last 2 weeks and 1 week, so congrats. We're excited to see what the future holds for all of you. And again, a big thank you to all of our puppy raisers and volunteers who help make our mission possible every single day. After my closing remarks, we will be hosting a Heritage Society event starting at 3 p.m. So once graduation ends, we're going to start flipping this room. So I was going to say something funny, but I won't. So we just ask that after graduation ends, everyone make their way to the great room. If you're interested in learning about our Heritage Society, learning more about ways to include Canine Companions in your estate plans, you are welcome to join us for our reception again starting at 3 p.m. I know for many of you this is your first time visiting campus, so welcome. If you'd like to go on a tour following graduation, myself and Nancy Whetstone, Nancy in the red dress, we're happy to lead some tours following graduation. So if you'd like a tour, feel free to grab one of us. We'll take you around campus. Again, thank you all for being here. Have a wonderful weekend and continue to do the great work that you're doing for Canine Companions. Thank you.